Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of Woodbine Racing Live. I am your host, Mark McKelvey. I'm pleased to be joined this evening by Woodbine Mohawk Park's race secretary, Tony O'Sullivan. And Tony will get to things in just a moment, but for the viewers at home tuning in, getting set for a new week of live racing, before we can get to tonight's action, we're going to tee up what's coming up this Saturday night. It is the richest night of racing in Canadian horse racing. We've got several marquee events, and 3 of them we're going to draw the post positions for in just a moment. Those 3 races being the Mohawk Million, the Metro Pace, and the Canadian Trotting Classic. 3 signature events as we're right in the heart of Grand Circuit season here in Campbellville. And Tony, it's been a great stretch of racing, and this Saturday night promises to be a fantastic night.
Yeah, it sure has, Mark. The racing's been fantastic in the last couple of weeks. A lot of big races this weekend, exciting races. We've already seen the Pacing Colts in the Metro. They were good eliminations, and the finals looks to be pretty good. I'm excited to see the Canadian Trotting Classic, the Mohawk Million. Canadian Trotting Classic, we have a lot of horses that we haven't seen here yet at Mohawk, a lot of locals that are more than capable of upsetting the apple cart, so to speak. In the Mohawk Million, we have fillies in there, and again, horses we haven't seen, so it's going to be fantastic.
It certainly will be, and coming up in a little bit, we are going to unveil the field for the Mohawk Million. That'll be the final draw that we do. We're going to kick things off, though, with the Canadian Trotting Classic. We go for a purse of $615,000. No eliminations were needed as 11 horses entered. For a few of them, that worked out to their advantage as they were able to race over the weekend. So we've got 11 horses, which means we've got 11 peas in the jar, and I've got the 11 names right here. So we're gonna get right down to business, no time to waste. Tony is going to pull out a number in just a second. I will pull a name first. They've all been shuffled up. So we'll start pulling one right from the middle. King of the North is up first.
Post position 6.
Okay, post position number 6 for King of the North. He won the Wellwood last year here at Woodbine Mohawk Park and hasn't been able to get to the winner's circle just yet this season, but maybe coming back to Campbellville where he had one of his biggest victories will do him lots of good. We're going to get to the next horse in just a second. Ray Schnitker trains King of the North. The driver will be his usual reinsman, Mark McDonald. Okay, next up, Twinbee Archie.
Post 4.
Post position number 4, a real nice starting spot for Twinbee Archie. The Scott McEnany trainee will be driven by James McDonald. It's been an incredible campaign. 6 for 10 this year. He was last year's Super Final winner, and he's only finished outside the top 2 once this year. So post position number 4 for Twinbee Archie. Next up, Branded by Lindy.
Post 7.
Post position number 7 for Branded by Lindy. Domenico Ceccheri trains for Lindy Farms. Yannick Gingras will do the driving, and just yesterday, Branded by Lindy won the Kentucky Sire Stakes Championship. That was a big win, and he'll try and come right back 6 days later and win the $615,000 Canadian Trotting Classic. Next horse out, BA Superhero.
Post 2.
Post position number 2 for BA Superhero. Lucas Wallen trains. Tim Tetrick will do the driving. 3 wins in 10 starts this season for BA Superhero. Did win a division of the Reynolds Stakes and most recently was 2nd in the Beal Consolation. So he's been off for a few weeks. He's going to have a good inside starting spot in post position number 2. Safe Conduct is our next horse out.
Post 1.
The rail for Safe Conduct for Team Christofferou. Chris Christofferou driving. His wife Camila is the trainer. Safe Conduct, we've seen him step up in the Sire Stakes in the past. Most recently was 3rd in the Simcoe Stakes. He's won 3 of 10 starts this season and has only missed finishing in the top 3 once this year. So the rail for Safe Conduct. Next we have Curriculum.
Post 11.
11 for Curriculum, the 2nd tier starting spot for the Marcus Melander trainee. His brother Matthias will do the driving on Saturday night. Curriculum on the season is 1 for 10. He's been in all the big dances, however, and he'll look to finally get the job done in the Canadian Trotting Classic. He did finish 5th in the Hambletonian this year. Last win was in his season debut, and last time out he was 4th in the New Jersey Classic. Next out, we have Keg Stand.
Post 3.
Post position number 3 for the Nancy Tactor trained keg stand. Todd McCarthy is going to do the driving this Saturday night. It'll be Todd McCarthy in the sulky behind keg stand, who was the runner-up in the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes Championship. 2 wins and 7 starts this season. Both wins having come in Pennsylvania Sire Stakes divisions, and they both came at the start of his 3-year-old campaign. Next out, we have Pretender.
Post 9.
Post position number 9 for Pretender. Another starter from the Nancy Tactor barn. Andrew McCarthy is going to do the driving behind Pretender, and we'll see if Team Tactor's duo can maybe come through here in this Trotting Classic for Pretender. 4 wins and 12 starts this season. Did capture that New Jersey Classic that I spoke about just a moment ago, and has earned over $400,000 and did finish 3rd earlier this year in the Good Times. So we have a few more horses to go. Next out is Slay.
Post 5.
Post position number 5 for Slay from the barn of trainer Tony Alagna. Joe Bongiorno will do the driving. So a post 5 starting spot for Slay, who is 4 for 11 this season. Most recently finished 2nd in the New York Sire Stake final and did win a division of the Stanley Dancer back in mid-July. All right, Tony, we got 2 horses remaining. Next out is Fast as the Wind.
Post 10.
So a tough starting spot for Fast as the Wind will be post position number 10. Fast as the Wind earlier this year. We saw him here at Woodbine Mohawk Park as he did win the Good Times final. And on the season, he is winless in his last 9 since the Good Times, but he's been earning money, and he was competing in yesterday's Kentucky Sire Stakes Championship. So just like branded by Lindy, coming back on 6 days rest. We'll see if a return to Woodbine Mohawk Park is just what the doctor ordered for Fast as the Wind. And last out is Duly Resolved, and I think we know the starting spot here, but we will
confirm it anyway. It's post 8.
Confirm it. Post position number 8 for Duly Resolved for trainer John Bax, driver Paul McDonnell. Duly Resolved had a fantastic 2-year-old campaign last year, and while his 3-year-old season, he hasn't visited the winner's circle the way that they thought he might. He's been racing pretty well in his last few starts. He comes in off a 2nd in the Simcoe Stakes, but just 1 for 10 this year. Saturday would be a good time to get that 2nd win. All right, Tony, so next up we're going to do the Metro Pace. Everybody got a look there at the field for the Canadian Trotting Classic. But for the Metro Pace here, Tony, we are not going to put in post positions 3 and 4 as our elimination winners have already selected their posts. The Metro Pace, always my favorite race of the year. The 2-year-old pacing colts are on display, and it has been a launching pad to stardom for many horses over the years. You think about some of the great champions, and this Saturday, well, they will be competing for a purse of $900,000, the largest purse we've seen in about a decade for this race, so it should be a good event. We saw 2 really good eliminations last weekend. They were won by Save America along with Tip Top Cat. As I mentioned, those elimination winners earn the right to select their posts, so we are not going to put their names in, and we will let you know their post positions right now. Tip Top Cat for Team McNair is going to start from post position number 3, a 30-to-1 upset winner in his elimination. He might have blown up the tote board last week. He won't be surprising anybody this week. Doug McNair in the sulky. Doug has won this race once before, a couple years back with Exploit. That was also an upset score. His father, Greg McNair, has never won this race, so Tip Top Cat will go from post position number 3. Our other elimination winner was Save America, and Save America has selected post position number 4. It'll be post position number 4 for Save America. Trainer Nancy Tactor, driver Yannick Gingras, they teamed up a few years back to win this race with Tall Dark Stranger. They're hoping to get the job done with a horse that's really turned a lot of heads, has had a lot of success here since coming in from New Jersey with victories in multiple Grand Circuit events. So there you have it. The elimination winners go side by side, posts 3 and 4. The other 8 names, we've put them in here, all set. The numbers are in as well. So we will pull our first name. It is Gung Ho.
Gung Ho has post 10.
So post 10 for Gung Ho. Sometimes in these draws, you watch and see how long it takes before post 10 goes. This time it goes right off the bat. The Amanda Fine trainee will be driven by David Miller. Gung Ho this season has got 5 top 3 finishes in 8 starts, has 1 win, did finish 5th in his elimination to qualify for the final. Next we have Ticker Tape Hanover.
Post position 8.
Post 8 for Ticker Tape Hanover, trained by Linda Toscano, to be driven by Dexter Dunn. And Ticker Tape Hanover this season has the same owners, we should point out, as Save America, Caveat Farms and Three Brothers. Boy, do they have a dynamic duo here. But this season, Ticker Tape Hanover did win a division of the Nassagaweya in late August. Overall, the son of Huntsville is 1-for-6, but does have 5 top 3 finishes. Both Linda Toscano and Dexter Dunn looking for their first Metro victories. And it was a second place effort in his elimination for Ticker Tape Hanover. Next we have Captain Batboy.
Post position 9.
Post 9 for Captain Batboy. Tony Alanya trains. Tim Tetrick does the driving, a son of a past Metro champion in Captain Treacherous. Finished 4th in his elimination to make the final. He has 1 win in 6 starts. Driver Tim Tetrick's lone Metro victory came with the Colt's father, while trainer Tony Alanya, he has won the Metro 3 times. Next we have Ants Marching.
Post position 6.
Post 6 for Ants Marching. From the Nancy Tactor Barn, Todd McCarthy will be the driver. Ants Marching got into the final with a 5th place effort in his elimination, down by the Seaside Colt. Has only hit the board once in 5 starts, so he'll be a bit of a long shot in here, but he's got the post position that wins the most here at Woodbine Mohawk Park, that being post position number 6. Next, Hunting the Last Dollar.
Post 1.
The rail for Hunting the Last Dollar, another one from the barn of trainer Greg McNair. This is a horse that spent some time in the Empire State, racing in the New York Sire Stakes. He's also raced here locally, done a little bit of traveling back and forth. He's got some ability, there's no doubt about that. He got into the final with a 4th place finish in his elimination. And as I mentioned, Greg McNair looking for his first Metro pace, Doug McNair looking for his second. Likely we will find out in the next day which horse Doug McNair will drive, Hunting the Last Dollar, or that being Tip Top Cat, the elimination winner. Stockade Sealster is next.
Post 2.
Post 2 for Stockade Sealster, and he's been absolutely turning heads. He did suffer his first loss of his career on Saturday night in his elimination, but prior to that, boy oh boy, he has the makings of something special, and he's been showing that. He did set an OSS record recently, winning in 149 and 3. Dr. Ian Moore trains. Jody Jamieson will drive. 6 for 7 is Stockade Sealster. 1 blemish on his record. He'll look to rebound Saturday night in the Metro. We got 2 spots remaining. Moment is Here is next.
He draws post 5.
Post 5 for Moment is Here for trainer Bob McIntosh, driver Trevor Henry. This horse raced really well on Saturday night. It was a large effort in his elimination. They came big back half speed. Save America eventually got the job done, but for Moment is Here, it was a really good effort, finishing in 2nd. Keep this in mind, Hall of Fame trainer Bob McIntosh has never won the Metro, neither has driver Trevor Henry. And our last horse out is Ace of Aces.
Not lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7 for Ace of Aces, trainer Sean Stacey. James McDonald does the driving. Ace of Aces, he has put in some good efforts over the last several weeks. He's been racing an awful lot, and he's been competing very, very well. He did finish in his elimination 3rd to qualify for the final. He's been right there, like we said. Maybe he'll break through Saturday night. So there was the field for the Metro Pace for a purse of $900,000. All right, it's time now to turn our focus to the Mohawk Million. This will be the 3rd edition of the Mohawk Million, and the first where we can say everyone is welcome. When this race was established just before the 2020 racing season, well, the world was in a much different place. COVID-19 hit, we've been under capacity restrictions the last 2 years, but this Saturday, no more of that. And we've got a great night planned here at Woodbine Mohawk Park, and the $1 million Mohawk Million will be the main event. Now, before we get to unveiling the field for the Mohawk Million, we would like to offer a sincere thank you to our slot owners that purchased spots for this year's Mohawk Million. There was 9 slots available, each for $100,000. Here are the folks that stepped up and purchased a slot. Without them, this race would not be possible. Now, for most of them, they will participate. For a few of them, they have worked out deals with different connections to now take their slot to race their 2-year-old trotter. But at the end of the day, thank you to our 9 groups and individuals that stepped up and purchased a slot. The 10th and final slot in the Mohawk Million, well, as always, it goes to the winner of the William Wellwood Memorial. That was winner's bet back in late August. All right, without further ado, let's unveil the field for the 2022 Mohawk Million. And we're going to kick things off with a gentleman that you could call Mr. Mohawk Million, Brad Grant. Well, his slot has won the first 2 Mohawk Millions, and this year he's going to have a filly racing his slot. That is Proud to Be Lindy for trainer John Bax. Fillies have made their presence known in the Mohawk Million, and this year's edition is going to have 3 of them. The John Bax trained Proud to Be Lindy is winless in 6 starts this year, but she was a runner-up in a division of the Champlain last Thursday. She's a daughter of Muscle Hill and races in the slot of Brad Grant. The next horse we are going to meet races for Crawford Farms. This is DW's Point Man. He has made an immediate impact in Ontario since being purchased privately on August 1st. He's 2 for 2 with both wins coming in gold events. Trained by Richard Moreau, DW's Point Man was acquired by Sylvain Deschanel's Écurie CSL and Sophie Bourgeois' numbered company. As mentioned, after a strong start in Saratoga, New York, DW's Point Man races for Crawford Farms. The next horse we are going to meet, another filly, Silly Me Hanover for Serge Godin's Determination. Serge Godin's Determination has strongly supported the Mohawk Million and once again will proudly send out one of their own. They've sent out 5 horses now in the Mohawk Million, hoping 5th time is a charm with Silly Me Hanover. The Luke Blade trainee was most recently 3rd in the division of the Champlain, and she has 2 wins in 5 starts this season. Next up, Yo Beth D will race in the slot of Doug Overheiser, this slot being acquired by the Luthers, and they've made a big splash in recent years. They're hoping Yo Beth D can give them a win in the Mohawk Million. She's had a strong 2-year-old campaign to this part. One of her victories, she does have 5 of them, includes a 154-3 11-length romp back on August 17th at Hoosier Park. The Luthers have been aggressive in the Grand Circuit game in recent years, and they're hoping this filly can deliver them a $1 million moment. The next horse we'll meet is What an Angel, racing in the slot of Gino Toscani. He owns this rookie trotter that is trained by Desiree Jones. And for What an Angel, this son of Archangel has a win and 5 top 3 finishes in 10 starts this year. Most recently was 3rd in a division of the Champlain. Trainer Jones will be one of 3 female trainers in this year's race. The next horse we're going to meet is Oh Look Magic, racing for Glengate Farms, Jim Bullock's Glengate Farms. They've been in the Million before. This son of Looks Like in Chippendale has 4 wins in 7 starts, including a career best 154-4 victory last Thursday in the Champlain. He also won an elimination of the Wellwood and goes for trainer John Bax. Hunterton Farms and Partners, they will be represented by the Marcus Melander trained Oh Well. Oh Well has raced exclusively at the Meadowlands this season, posting 3 wins and 2 seconds in 5 starts. On Friday evening, he won the New Jersey Classic final, and now he will come to Woodbine Mohawk Park looking to capture the Mohawk Million for Hunterton Farms and Partners. Steve Heimbecker is going to be represented by Hasty Bid. Steve Heimbecker has been a strong supporter of the Mohawk Million, and he'll take another crack at it. The gelded son of my MVP, Hasty Bid, will be sent out by rookie trainer Paige Austin and leading driver James McDonald. Hasty Bid scored a strong victory in the Wellwood Consolation on August 27th. He has 2 wins and 4 top 3 finishes from 6 starts. The Stable.ca, they are going to be represented by one of their own in Crantini. In a short amount of time, the Stable.ca has grown into a massive operation with clients around the world, and they'll be cheering on Crantini as the son of International Money has won 3 of 7 starts, with 2 of those coming in Pennsylvania Sire Stakes action. Crantini is trained by Megan Scran. And the final horse we're going to meet is the Wellwood winner, winner's bet for Lindy Farms trainer Domenico Ceccheri. Captured the Wellwood back on August 27th to earn this final slot. The son of Wallner has won 3 of 6 starts and never finished outside the top 3. Do keep in mind though, Wellwood winners are 0 for 2 in the Million, having finished 3rd and 5th. We'll see if winner's bet can change that trend on Saturday night. So there is the field for the Mohawk Million, a field of 10 as mentioned. And let's get down to business now, Tony. We're going to put the 10 slips here inside, and let's draw the post positions. First horse out is Hasty Bid.
Post 5.
Post position number 5 for Hasty Bid, sired by My MVP, races in the slot of Steve Heimbecker, trained by Paige Austin. James McDonald will do the driving. So we'll get to the next horse here now. It is Crantini.
Post 10.
Post position number 10 for Crantini, races for the stable.ca, as mentioned, has had good success in the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes this year. It is by International Money, races for trainer Megan Scran. The driver will be Yannick Gingras, post 10 for Crantini. Oh Well is next.
Post position 1.
The rail for Oh Well, who will race in the slot of Hunterton Farms and Partners, trained by Marcus Melander. The driver will be Tim Tetrick. As mentioned, 3 wins and 5 starts for Oh Well, including a score in the New Jersey Sire Stakes Classic Final that came recently at the Meadowlands. Post position 1 for Oh Well. Next horse out, Proud to be Lindy.
Post position 2.
Post position number 2 for Proud to be Lindy, one of 2 horses racing for trainer John Bax. This filly races in the slot of Brad Grant. His slot has won the first 2 editions of the Million. We'll see if it can be the 3-peat. Chris Christoforou will do the driving behind Proud to be Lindy, who is owned by the Bax stable. And like I mentioned, John Bax loaded with some strong 2-year-olds this season. This will be the filly, though, that races for him in the Mohawk Million on Saturday night. And Chris Christoforou will do the driving. So post position number 2 for Proud to be Lindy. We're going to get that up on the board in just a second. As we get to that, we will continue with the draw. We can tell you post positions 1, 2, 5, and 10 are gone so far. All right, we can continue now, Tony. Next, we've got DW's Point Man.
Post position 8.
Post position number 8 for DW's Point Man. Here's a horse we didn't know a whole lot about until recently, but you can say his connections, they had a good eye to spot one that was racing at Saratoga, that had began his career real strong on the half-mile oval there in New York. Comes here to Ontario for new connections. Trainer Richard Morrow, driver Louis Waugh, and has won back-to-back gold events. Post 8 for DW's Point Man. Next out, Oh Look Magic.
Post 3.
Post position number 3 for Oh Look Magic. Another horse from the John Bax barn. Matt Bax is going to do the driving on Saturday night behind Oh Look Magic. A son of Looks Like a Chippendale, races for the slot of Glengate Farms. And it'll be post position number 3 for the Champlain Stakes winner, who also captured an elimination of the Wellwood. Next out, Yo Bet D.
Post 4.
Post position number 4 for Yo Beth D. Admittedly, we don't know too much about her here locally. She's been tearing it up in Indiana, acquired recently by the Luthers for Black Magic Racing. Todd Luther, the trainer. The driver on Saturday night is going to be Trevor Smith. Trevor Smith will drive Yo Beth D. She turned some heads, as I mentioned, had an 11-length romp back in mid-August. Post 4 for Yo Beth D. A few more horses to go. Next out is What an Angel.
Post 9.
Post 9 for What an Angel for Gino Toscani. He purchased this slot and gets to race one of his own horses. Desiree Jones is the trainer. We don't have a driver just yet for What an Angel. It is to be announced for What an Angel, so we will get a driver in the coming days. Post position number 9 for the son of Archangel. All right. Next out, Winner's Bet.
Draws post 6.
Post position number 6 for winner's bet. I mentioned it a little bit earlier. That is the post position that wins the most here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. And winner's bet has already done some winning here, having captured the Wellwood to earn his spot into the Mohawk Million. Domenico Ceccheri trains, the driver, Dexter Dunn. All right, Tony, we got one horse remaining, and that is Silly Me Hanover. And it's just a formality.
And the 7.
Post position number 7 for Silly Me Hanover. For Serge Godin's determination, he owns this filly. Luke Blay trains, and Bob McClure will do the driving. Already a 2-time winner this season is Silly Me Hanover, one of 3 fillies in the race. And there is the field for the 3rd edition of the Mohawk Million. 2-year-old trotters competing for $1 million Saturday night on a card that'll have total purses exceeding $3.5 million. All right, Tony, thanks so much for joining us right now. I guess we've made your job for tomorrow a little bit easier. We know the finals for several of these races now.
Yeah, the finals are set, and it's coming up with the rest of the card. It's going to be great. I mean, the die is cast, and now it's up to the trainers and drivers to have them ready, and let's get ready for some fantastic racing.
All right, it's going to be a great night, and we hope you can join us on Saturday evening. Doors open at 5:30. First race post time, 7 p.m. All right, you now know the fields for Saturday, so you can start handicapping. Best of luck to everybody. We've got live racing coming up in mere moments from here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Enjoy the Monday evening, enjoy your week, and we will talk with you on Saturday night for the Mohawk Million.